Breaking news. In an absolute shock to no one that lives in the tri state area, the NYPD is currently facing another lawsuit alleging corruption and cronyism stemming from offices as high as the City Hall, the mayor's office itself. This is the fifth lawsuit in recent weeks. I guess Eric Adams' campaign strategy for re-election is to collect lawsuits like they're infinity stones and I guess snap his way to the mayor's office. Don't know how well that's going to work, but
NYPD's former interim commissioner is suing the city, Mayor Adams, and several high-ranking NYPD members, and calling for a federal takeover of the department over what he describes as widespread misconduct and corruption. Investigative reporter Tim McNicholas joins us now with a copy of that lawsuit. Tim, what does it say?
Cindy, it says that the former NYPD interim commissioner Thomas Donlin, he claims in his suit that he was commissioner in name only and was removed from the position when he objected to corruption and misconduct and tried to report it. He says Mayor Adams gave real authority to NYPD members who were loyal to him, including Jeffrey Madry, John Chell, Kaz Daughtry, and Tariq Shepard. And the former top cop accuses that group of operating without oversight, enabling sexual predators, and burying misconduct investigations.
The nation's largest police force is criminal at its core, according to a new federal lawsuit Wednesday by former interim New York City Police Commissioner Thomas Donlin, who said the NYPD functions as a racketeering enterprise at the direction of Mayor Eric Adams. In addition to Adams, the lawsuit named Deputy Mayor for Public Safety Kaz Daughtry, Chief of Department John Schell, and former Deputy Commissioner Tariq Shepard, among others. Quote, senior leadership had abandoned lawful governance and engaged in outright malfeasance by using the NYPD to consolidate political power, obstruct justice, and punish dissent. The defendants engaged in a coordinated pattern of racketeering activity that was deliberate, sustained, and directed from the highest levels of the NYPD and City Hall. Mayor Adams, of course, has dismissed the lawsuit as, quote, baseless and called Donlin disgruntled. Donlin said he was commissioner in, quote, name only, and true authority remained with an inner circle of Adams' loyalists. The defendants undermined Donlin's authority by blocking his merit-based promotions and instead elevating unvetted individuals of their choosing. The defendants then fraudulently used Donlin's official police commissioner stamp without his consent to legitimize and carry out their corrupt scheme. So basically, Thomas Donlin is alleging that Mayor Adams, along with many other high officials within the NYPD, basically were running a favoring operation where they promoted their buddies, they, circumventing Thomas Donlin's authority as interim commissioner, and I'm sure they allowed a lot of individuals who were unqualified to work for those positions. I believe there was an investigation recently with like 30 NYPD officers who had to be either terminated, or there was an investigation into how they were hired by the force because of they lied about their qualifications. The lawsuit also accused several of the defendants of carrying out a calculated and deeply personal act of vengeance by orchestrating the false arrest of Donlin's wife and leaking it to the press. That's another thing. The average New Yorker will tell you that the NYPD operates like a mob, operates like a gang with 30,000 deep, and they get backing by the state. And just how their demeanor, how they interact with the people they're supposed to protect. And this behavior does not come as a shock to anybody who has walked through the streets of New York City and has either seen cops interact with people or has interacted with cops themselves. Okay, now this is the response from Eric Adams' press secretary. Quote, these are the baseless accusations from a disgruntled former employee who, when given the opportunity to lead the greatest police department in the world, already starting off with a lie, proved himself to be ineffective. This suit is nothing more than an attempt to seek compensation at the taxpayer's expense after Mr. Donlin was rightfully removed from the role of interim police commissioner. The NYPD is led by the best, brightest, and most honorable professionals in the nation, and the results speak for themselves. Crime continues to fall across the city, with city shootings at the lowest level in recorded history. We will respond in court where we are confident these absurd claims will be disproven. Now, again, this is still ongoing, and there are actual other suits as well against the NYPD. Thomas Donlin is not the only lawsuit against Eric Adams and this supposed cronyism.
A new lawsuit filed by the former NYPD chief of detectives accuses the department of widespread corruption and retaliation, even offering promotions for a price. Among other claims, James Essig says he was forced into retirement in 2023 after challenging then Police Commissioner Edward Caban and Chief of Department Jeffrey Madry on questionable promotions and transfer practices, including unvetted appointments to sensitive units.
On July 8th, 2025, former NYPD Chief of Detectives James Essig accused former Police Commissioner Edward Caban of selling promotions for up to $15,000 in one of 4 lawsuits filed this week. The suits filed by four former top NYPD officials allege a department run by cronyism, corruption, and retaliation. Now, again, these are all activities that are at the expense of the New York City taxpayer. This is the shit that we pay taxes for, and this is the gamesmanship that is being played at the highest levels of leadership. From my memory, I remember when Mayor Adams was under investigation for bribery by the Turkish government. Edward Caban resigned around the time of that investigation. And there were many other officials within the Adams administration that resigned around the same time as well. And I wonder if it was for things like this. Because where there's smoke up Eric Adams' ass, there's a fire in the NYPD. Essig said Caban, quote, tired of his challenging their, quote, unusual and non-customary promotion and transfer practices. Those included unvetted promotions into the mega-sensitive Special Victims Unit, and he said Caban offered Essig a demotion to captain and a salary cut of up to $50,000 or resign. Truly great stuff, NYPD. And again, Eric Adams is seeking re-election with, I would say, skeletons in his closet. But I'll say that's all I have for now. Thank you so much again for sticking around to the end of the video. If you like what you saw, please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe for more content. I do have another channel, Opinionated Otaku Gaming, where it's a little more fun, a little more lighthearted gaming content. Links and stuff for that will be in the video description. And yeah, y'all be easy. Y'all be good.